Hello, welcome to the Go Outdoors YouTube channel. Today I'm with walking therapist Jonathan Hoban and we're talking about the benefits of green spaces and the great outdoors for our mental health, Jonathan. So how do green spaces help our mental health?
Apart from anything else, we get out of that kind of hustle and bustle of everyday life. You know, the noises, those distractions. And out here, you know, we have this natural space where we actually have time to slow down, and we have that it's a kind of a natural, neutral space to kind of think about our feelings, to process thoughts and emotions, and to take that time out that in our busy lives we don't actually usually give ourselves. And it creates that kind of boundary for ourselves. Of course, we're surrounded by the greens and the blues, and these are just soothing colours that we have as well that help decrease stress within ourselves.
And the power of nature and the power of being in a space like this, it's real, it's tangible. I mean, it's backed by science now, isn't it?
Yeah, numerous research studies have shown this. And mainly, one of the biggest things when we walk out into nature is the oxytocin that's produced in the brain. Oxytocin is what we call the love drug. And it creates, apart from anything else, it really helps us connect with each other. And also it kind of massively decreases the stress hormone cortisol. So the longer you stay outside, the more oxytocin you get, especially at twilight walks, you know, with that light dims, huge boosts of oxytocin. Every single time you come back from a walk, you will feel so much more relaxed and so much more connected with yourself.
So it is about rejuvenating ourselves and using this powerful force.
It is, absolutely. I mean, I think anyone that's been out on a walk will feel that rejuvenation. It's a non-judgmental environment, and I think by that, we do have this kind of wonderful sort of blanket around us, this very kind of safe space that, you know, allows us to kind of feel okay about feeling some difficult feelings that we may struggle to do otherwise. I mean, of course, we've been friends for some time now, and of course, recently, you've gone through your struggle with breast cancer. I mean, for you, how did walking in nature help you during that?
Oh, I mean, it was my therapist, it was my physical therapist, and it was there for my emotions and for my physical rebuild. When I had my mastectomy, obviously I was very physically depleted and I could barely move, I couldn't lift my arms, but I made sure that every single day post my operation I was outside, even if it was just 5 minutes, and I made it to the garden and I just did this. And eventually I built up my physical resilience, and I ended up shuffling around the garden, and then I could walk a little bit further, and then I made it to the park, and that was a big deal. You know, this was really pushing myself physically now because I was back out there, not out here, but out there, and it was massively healing, rejuvenating, and helpful. But I also found it incredibly soothing from an emotional point of view. Because everything that you've just said, it was this place where I could go, where there was no judgment, where I could talk to myself, I could think through all these very difficult thoughts and process my emotions and just be. And I really think it's helped my recovery, and I would recommend, if anybody is going through any sort of physical or emotional stress, I think we overlook the power of nature, and it's easy to forget that our lives actually are really complicated, very, very busy, and we are being stimulated all the time, looking at screens, the phone's ringing, the alerts coming through, the routines, everything that we do is about being on and switched on. And human beings need to switch off, and you can't recover, and you can't get better, and you can't heal mentally, physically, emotionally if you don't give yourself that time. And I just think nature is the perfect place to give yourself those moments.